The president of Bolivia, Luis Arce, denounced on Tuesday through his Telegram account the attempts aimed at undermining the process of the next general elections on August 17th. The Bolivian president stated that the government denounces the political intentions to affect the participation of Movement for Socialism and other political organizations in the upcoming general elections with the presentation of complaints to the electoral regime and constitutional actions. Likewise, he stressed that they call for the state bodies to act in compliance with their constitutional functions with full independence.
As of yesterday, a very important stage in the democratic life of our country has culminated, which is the registration of candidacies. To be willing to face also many groups that are trying to destabilize and do not want the elections to take place. We regret this position, and we are sure that with the understanding of the Bolivian people, we are sure that with the collaboration and support of the Bolivian people, which we have always felt in each of the stages of our government, we will once again move forward, and we will democratically consolidate the electoral solution next August.
In this context, the indigenous leader and Bolivian former President Evo Morales took to social media to denounce the decision and stated, "Given the serious risk that diplomacy faces today and the real threat of excluding the indigenous, peasant and popular movements from the elections, I call the Bolivian people to a great national reunion. It is time to unite to confront the real enemies of the country, the economic crisis and the abuse of power." On Monday, the Bolivian Supreme Electoral Tribunal registered 9 candidates for the presidency and vice presidency of the state. At least 6 of them are already confirmed with their documentation. Once the deadline is over, the Supreme Electoral Tribunal begins to review which of the candidates fulfill all the requirements. It is expected that on June 6th, the official list of the candidates qualified for the presidential race will be known. The electoral body pointed out that the organization of the leader Evo Pueblo, nor the Bolivian National Action Party can register candidates for not having an acronym with legal status. On the other hand, the Popular Alliance of Andrónico Rodríguez and Mariana Prado must wait for the decision of the First Constitutional Court of Beni, which instructed the tribunal not to enable the candidacies due to the problems of the Third System movement.
You will remember that afternoon we informed that the Third System movement and the alliance, which was formed, the Popular Alliance, has already registered candidates in the system, and that the reception of documents was pending, which has been processed according to the procedure established for this process of registration of candidacies. What has the full court determined? To comply with the precautionary measure, therefore, the receipt of lists and documents that has been received is being held in abeyance until the Constitutional Chamber of the Beni Court decides what corresponds at the hearing of May 21st.
In Palestine, several explosions were visible in the night sky over Gaza late Tuesday as Israel pressed ahead with its new military offensive despite mounting international pressure. Early Tuesday, health officials reported that airstrike had killed at least 85 Palestinians. On the other hand, Israeli authorities said they had allowed in dozens more trucks of humanitarian aid, but these new supplies have not yet reached the people of Gaza, which has been under Israeli blockade for nearly 3 months. Experts have also warned that many of Gaza's 2 million inhabitants are at high risk of starvation. In this regard, the spokesperson for the Secretary General of the United Nations, Staffan Dujarric, spoke about the urgency of getting humanitarian aid to Gaza, as this is just a drop in the ocean of what can be done.
The first trucks of vital baby food are now inside Gaza after 11 weeks of a total blockade, and it is urgent that we get that assistance distributed, as we need much, much more to cross. Our colleagues from the Office of the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs tell us that today we are sending in flour, medicine, nutrition supplies, and other basic items through the Israeli fence into the Palestinian side of the Karim Shalom crossing. Yesterday, we managed to get baby formula and other nutrition supplies. The arrival of more supplies closer to where they are needed is a positive development. It is only a drop in the ocean of what is actually needed to address the massive scale of the humanitarian operation and the humanitarian needs. The deprivations we are seeing in Gaza is the result of ongoing bombardments and blockade and the recurrent displacement.
In Mexico City, 2 members of Major Clara Brugada's team were shot dead by gunmen on Tuesday. The attack, which took place in the Moderna neighborhood, resulted in the death of Brugada's personal secretary, Jimena Guzman, and advisor, Jose Muñoz. Afterwards, the major